Sartre said something that most people hear once, nod at, and quietly set aside. He said, existence precedes essence. You are not born with a fixed nature, a destiny, a role handed down from the heavens. You arrive first. Then you become. And because you become, through every choice you make, there is no one else to point to. No fate, no God who wrote your script, no childhood wound that gets the final vote, no excuse. Ever. That is not a comfort. It is a weight. And it is also, if you are willing to sit with it, the most liberating thing a human being can hear. Sartre, the 20th century French philosopher, called this condition radical freedom. He was not speaking of political freedom or the freedom to choose your breakfast. He meant something deeper, that even in a prison cell, even under the heaviest circumstances, a human being is always choosing how to relate to what is happening. You cannot escape that choosing. Even refusing to choose is a choice. He had a name for the attempt to escape this truth. He called it bad faith. The lie we tell ourselves when we say, I had no choice. I am just this way. This is simply who I am. Bad faith is comfortable. It is the warm blanket we pull over our heads when the morning feels too cold. Sartre watched people wrap themselves in it constantly. The waiter who performs, being a waiter so completely that he forgets he is a person who chose to be a waiter. The person who says their anger is just their personality. As if personality were a stone wall and not a river they have been shaping with every small decision for years. The ancient teachers knew this territory too, though they mapped it differently. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of a warrior who wants to lay down his bow and let circumstance decide. Krishna does not allow it. The teaching is precise. You do not get to abdicate. Action is unavoidable. The only question is whether you act with awareness or hide inside the pretense that you are not acting at all. The Stoics held the same line. What is within your power is yours entirely. What is not, you release. But the boundary between those two things is never an excuse to go numb. Here is what this means for the life you are actually living. First, every story you tell about why you are stuck is a choice you are making right now. Not yesterday, now. The past is real. The wound is real. But the meaning you assign it this morning, that is yours to assign. Second, freedom is not a gift. It is a responsibility that arrives the moment you wake up. You can meet it, or you can dress it up as helplessness. Both are choices. Third, the moment you stop looking for an alibi, something shifts. Not because life becomes easier, because you become the one who is living it. The practice is simple, and it is not easy. Once today, when you feel the pull to say, I had no choice, pause. Just pause. Ask, what am I choosing right now by saying that? You do not need to have a better answer immediately. The pause itself is the beginning of honesty. If this brought you a moment of stillness, subscribe and walk this path with us. The river does not ask who carved the canyon. It simply moves, and in moving, it shapes everything it touches.